Full story, biography, powers, and abilities of Tony Soprano, the king of New Jersey's underworld. Tony Soprano, born Anthony John Soprano, is the complex and deeply compelling protagonist of The Sopranos, widely considered one of the greatest television series of all time. Portrayed by the late, legendary actor James Gandolfini, Tony Soprano is both a ruthless mob boss and a deeply troubled man, making him one of the most iconic anti-heroes in TV history. Biography and Origins. Tony Soprano was born in 1959 in Newark, New Jersey, into an Italian-American crime family. His father, Johnny Soprano, was a capo in the DiMeo crime family, one of the most powerful mafia organizations in the area. Tony's mother, Livia Soprano, was cold, manipulative, and emotionally abusive, which left deep psychological scars on Tony from an early age. Growing up, Tony witnessed the brutal realities of mob life, idolizing his father's criminal influence while also absorbing his mother's emotional cruelty. His uncle, Corrado Jr. Soprano, was also a high-ranking mobster, further pulling Tony into the world of organized crime. Despite having potential for a more legitimate life, he briefly attended college. Tony followed in his father's footsteps. He started doing petty crimes and gradually worked his way up through the ranks of the DiMeo crime family. Family life. Tony married Carmela Soprano, and together they had two children, Meadow and Anthony Jr., AJ. On the surface, Tony appeared to be a suburban father and successful businessman, living in a luxurious home in North Caldwell, New Jersey. However, beneath the facade, Tony was the acting boss of the DiMeo crime family, overseeing various illegal enterprises, including extortion, gambling, loan sharking, and more. Throughout the series, Tony constantly struggles to balance his violent criminal life with his role as a husband and father, often failing to keep the two worlds separate. Key story highlights. Psychological struggles. At the start of the series, Tony begins suffering from panic attacks, leading him to seek therapy with Dr. Jennifer Melfi, a psychiatrist. Through their sessions, viewers explore Tony's troubled mind, childhood trauma, and deep emotional conflicts. Rivalries and betrayals. Tony navigates brutal power struggles within the crime family, often dealing with betrayal from close associates, including his uncle Jr., his protege Christopher Moltisanti, and even some childhood friends. Family tensions. Tony's marriage is frequently tested by his infidelities, secret lifestyle, and Carmela's growing resentment. His relationship with his children also becomes strained as Meadow grows distant and AJ struggles with depression. Moral conflicts. Throughout the show, Tony wrestles with questions of morality, loyalty, and destiny. Despite moments of kindness or reflection, he remains trapped in his violent, selfish tendencies. The final fate. The series finale, Made in America, ends with an infamous ambiguous scene in a diner, leaving viewers questioning whether Tony was assassinated or allowed to continue his reign. His ultimate fate remains one of television's greatest mysteries. Personality. Tony Soprano's character is a study in contradiction. On one hand, he is charismatic, charming, and capable of genuine warmth and loyalty to his family and closest friends. He enjoys classic mobster indulgences like cigars, expensive food, and women. On the other hand, Tony is a cold-blooded killer, capable of extreme violence, intimidation, and manipulation. He has no hesitation in ordering hits, even on friends or family members if they threaten his power. Despite his criminal life, Tony frequently questions his purpose, his destiny, and the meaning of his actions. His therapy sessions reveal layers of guilt, anxiety, and a deep fear of death and loss of control. Tony Soprano is not simply a villain or a hero. He's a human being consumed by his vices and shaped by the toxic environment around him. Powers and abilities. Though Tony Soprano doesn't possess supernatural powers, his unique set of skills and traits make him a dominant force within his world. Criminal leadership. As the boss of the DiMeo crime family, Tony has total control over a vast criminal empire. He commands absolute loyalty from many underlings and is feared by rivals throughout New Jersey and beyond. Strategic thinking. Tony is a master strategist when it comes to managing criminal operations. He is capable of outsmarting law enforcement, rival gangs, and even his own subordinates. Psychological manipulation. Tony is highly skilled at reading people and using their weaknesses against them. He often exploits loyalty, fear, or guilt to get what he wants.
Physical strength and intimidation.
Though not invincible, Tony is physically imposing and not afraid to use violence himself. He's known for sudden outbursts of rage, often beating others with his bare hands.
Financial expertise, illicit and legitimate. Tony expertly launders money through front businesses such as the Bada Bing strip club and Satriali's pork store.
He understands both illegal and legal financial operations.
Fearlessness under pressure.
Tony remains calm and decisive in the face of danger, whether dealing with assassination attempts or FBI investigations.
Street smarts.
Tony has exceptional street intelligence, allowing him to navigate both the legal world and the underworld with ease.
Emotional resilience.
Despite suffering panic attacks and emotional issues, Tony consistently survives personal and professional crises, adapting to shifting power dynamics.
Weaknesses. Tony's greatest weaknesses stem from within.
His short temper and impulsive violence often create unnecessary problems. His ego and pride make him unable to walk away from dangerous situations. His emotional detachment damages relationships with family and friends. His addiction to power and control keeps him locked in an endless cycle of violence.
Legacy and impact.
Tony Soprano has become a cultural icon, widely regarded as one of the greatest and most complex television characters of all time. The Sopranos redefined modern television, winning numerous Emmy Awards and ushering in a new era of anti-hero-driven storytelling. James Gandolfini's masterful performance as Tony set a new standard for acting on TV, portraying a character both terrifying and deeply human. Tony's story is studied, analyzed, and discussed worldwide, exploring themes of identity, family, power, and the American dream gone wrong.
Tony Soprano's story is a haunting reflection of the duality within all of us, the struggle between love and cruelty, family and power, good and evil. Through every violent act and tender moment, Tony reminds us that beneath the surface of even the most powerful figures lies a person fighting battles we cannot see. He is not just a mob boss, he is the symbol of a man trapped between two worlds, forever haunted by his choices, forever chasing peace in a life defined by chaos. Tony Soprano isn't merely a character, he is the embodiment of darkness, humanity, and the price of power. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more legendary character stories.